Welcome to the Peregrine Effects YouTube channel. This is my first demo video. This bass pedalboard is shortly shipping out from Peregrine Effects headquarters in Brooklyn, New York to Los Angeles for the run of Hamilton, which will be beginning previews in the middle of August 2017. This board has siblings keeping up the low end in the Broadway, Chicago and touring productions of the popular historical musical whose name I don't want to wear out, but which I can't help dropping. The signal flow on this pedalboard was designed in collaboration with Richard Hammond, who's an incredible musician, plays in a house band on the original Broadway run, and all subsequent versions of this board have grown from the original that he and I put together. I'm recording this demo through an MXR bass DI in the right channel with flat EQ using a P bass, and I'm just going to walk through the signal path and uses for this board. The show, Hamilton, uses two electric bass guitars, one primary, one backup, as well as an upright bass which goes through the right-hand tuner and Aguilar tone hammer DI that you see in the upper right of the board there. I won't be demoing that portion today, but it's there as we wanted to get all of the bass effects units in one place on a single board, ease of use, ease of transportation. The board was designed for maximum efficiency, silent switching, and with fail-safes just in case anything goes wrong. As you know, the show must go on. As with any musical, the show schedule is pretty rigorous. Principal musicians often have substitutes to take their place from time to time, and as such we designed this board for ease of use by any player. All the effects are labelled, the player will only ever need to stomp along the front row of the board. The signal goes in through this little routing box right here. This just allows us to have an easy access for both basses to be plugged in, going into the radial big shot in-out instrument selector. I've modified this with silent soft touch relay switches in place of the hard bypass switches. This is because in a quiet orchestra pit, any hard clicks can be picked up by hot microphones. And so these silent switches, you don't get the hard click when you tap those. I also modified it with a blue LED in place of the stock yellow LED. It just makes it a little bit easier to see on a dark orchestra pit and tell which instrument is active at any given time. Out from the big shot goes into the Boss TU3 chromatic tuner, absolute workhorse. Everyone's got one, everyone plays it, there's a reason why it is the industry standard. Out of the big shot, it goes into the Voodoo Labs 4-loop switcher, right here. So the show calls for two different sub-octave settings. Instead of having a single unit that the player would rejig and switch between on the fly. Again, maximum efficiency, we've got two of the MXR bass octave deluxes in there for two distinct settings. This isn't the setting that's in the show, this is just what I've dialed in for demo purposes. When it reaches LA it will get dialed in to the perfect sound, but so we've got octave number 1 and octave number 2. That's some funny glitching. Haven't had that before. Next up in the signal flow, we've got a bass chorus going into a full tone super trem, which I have modified to take out of action the half and full speed and the soft and hard selections. It's stock on the full speed and the hard trem settings. So again, nothing happens if you knock it. It doesn't knock it out of whack or anything like that, just designed to be working straight out of the box. The tremolo has also been modified with a slight volume drop on there, so you can boost the volume, you can cut the volume. On the original run we found that the super trem actually gives a little bit of a boost when used in tandem with the bass chorus. This way we cut a little bit of the volume, it allows the player to dial in So there's no variation in the volume, and it means that they don't have to do any manipulation on the soundboard. It's just got the right volume levels straight out of the box. At the end of the Voodoo Labs switcher, we've got just a little mute there, so you've got the option to mute the board at the beginning of the chain through the big shot for switching instruments, and mute at the end of the chain. It's always nice to have a little backup there. If you need to cut out the sound for any reason, it's right there. It just makes it easier when switching between songs as well. Finally, at the end of the chain is the little Layla, which we're using as a master bypass. So if anything goes wrong anywhere in the effects loop, anything cuts out, you can stomp on this and it's just a straight shot through the input right into the amp or the DI or the mixing board. So just gives you your clean sound right through. I don't believe they've ever had to use this on any of the runs, but it's there just in case. Again, big production, lots that can go wrong. Anything we can do to prevent things going wrong or to fix it if it does, you know, it's in there. I really love building and playing through these boards. It's a combination of simplicity and efficiency. Really appeals to me as a player. And it's clearly doing the job on the show. So yeah, if you are looking for a custom pedalboard solution built for yourself, drop me an email at peregrine.effects@gmail.com or find me on Instagram and Twitter as @Perfex, Perefex. Thank you for watching.